Hello? Yes, it is working. Cool. I'm glad I'm recording this because then you can all see that. All right, so I obviously am having technological problems. My video camera's not working. But my screen sharing is, so I can, kind of talk about some of the stuff you're doing today. I don't have a lot because there's a lot of topics for reading for this week. I do have some slides that I will share with you along with my cool, parody videos that are related to the subject. But I wanted to take some time to talk about the discussion for this week because it's a little convoluted, but it makes sense in my head. So maybe if I explain it, you'll understand. So I gave you an example of what your post should look like. So there's two parts to your post. There's the video that you're going to summarize and give a link to and tell us how long it is and kind of what it's about. And then you're going to have an article that is related to the same topic. So my video that I posted is a discussion of California's water and the fact that we have water issues in California. There's not a lot that falls, and that the stuff that does fall falls in places where there aren't a lot of people. And so it's talking about different ways we can find water, reuse water, things like that. So it ties much into the hydrology and ocean pollution, ocean situation. You can also talk about oceans and pollution and toxic and groundwater and all that good stuff, aquifers and, subsidence related to that. So there's lots of stuff you can talk about. But that's my first thing. So I talk about my video, what it's about, how long it is, yada, yada. And then I have an article that relates to the new wastewater treatment plant in Carson. They've built the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power and the Metropolitan Water District and the sanitation department got together and came up with a way to take wastewater and turn it into municipal drinking water. And so there's an article about that from 2005 that talks about the Carson plant, what their plan is. It's now in like phase 1 development. So it's like a test facility and they haven't like put it out yet, but you can take like virtual tours and stuff, but that's besides the point. So an article that is related to the same thing my video is talking about, and then 2 questions from the article. Okay, so that's your post. So there's an example that I made. Do not use either one of my posts, but go out, find an article and a video. Video needs to be at least 6 minutes long. Okay, so that's your first post. That'll get you 10 points. Then the next 5 points is to watch somebody's video and write questions that check for understanding and ask for people's opinion about the video. So you don't want to give them something that came from the summary that somebody else wrote about their video, but you want to make sure after you've watched the video, what would make sure that they, have demonstrated they watched the video. So you'll come up with a question or 2 and then ask for their opinion. Do you think this video is important? Why or why not? Or, I found this video really fascinating. What do you think? Or something like that. So that's the second post. And then your third post is you're going to read the article and watch a different person's video. And you're going to answer all 6 of the questions. The 2 questions from the video, the 2 questions from the article that the original poster made. And then you're going to answer my 2 questions, which are the 2 things related? And then why or why not? So ideally, you will post your stuff before you see other people's work. That'll make it easier for people to theoretically argue that they came up with the same thing as somebody else, but your summary should be different because our interpretation of that should be different from somebody else's. So that is your discussion for this week. So it's a little different than normal. Yeah, that's all I got. And then the other assignment for this week is to do ocean notes. There is no quiz or test this week because there is a lot of reading and a lot of concepts that are required of you. So I didn't want to like bog you down with more stuff to do. So these are your notes for the reading. So I want you to encourage you to read it all. So these are some guided questions. There's some describes and some draws. So some question-based notes. Anything that says draw, you should draw. Anything that says describe, describe. And turn those in, and you can get up to 30 points. So these are, you know, question-based, kind of illustrated-y kind of notes, not graded as strictly as previous note assignments, but they need to be question-based, so you'll have the question. So you're going to write the question. It should be large and larger or colorful or something like that. So it would say, for example, it'd say list the major stores of water in your system, and then maybe you create like a diagram that shows, you know, where they are, or you can list them because it just says list, but that would be kind of boring. So maybe you make a thinking map, I think is what they're called, or a brainstorm, where the middle would say major stores of water, and then you'd have like a line that goes up and it says aquifer, and then, you know, glaciers and stuff like that. So that's all I have for this week, because there is a lot of reading. So I want to give you a lot of time to do a lot of reading and not be bogged down by a lot of assignments and things like that. So have a good one.